start the stream. And good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's a great day to have a great day. Let's make some money, folks. Let's see. Oh, give me half a second. Alright, so S&P is moving higher right now. We'll take a look at our equities too. I gotta pull up some of my trading view charts. Hey, good morning, Jay. What's going on? Let's see. So let's take a quick look at equities before we even get started on the ES and NQ. So we see Meta top left over here. See, it is currently pretty range bound, but yesterday it was able to take out previous day's high, and we could take a look on the daily, see if it closed green. We see it did not, but it is still trying to make higher highs and higher lows. Pre-market, it's opening within that previous day's range, so I would look to see if buyers do want to hold on Meta, but if we break below that previous day low on Meta, then we might be in for a pullback. Take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft is near its new all-time highs. Right here's all-time highs on Microsoft now. So ATH.
Share your screen.
Am I not sharing my screen? Oh man. Guys, speak up. No, I'm just kidding. My bad, my bad. My bad, guys. My bad. All-time highs Microsoft right over here. I'll show you then also Meta. I was looking to see. We're trying to make some higher highs here on Meta and higher lows, but if we can break, we see pre-market, we're opening at 717.74. Our pre-market low is, our yet previous day low is 713.95. So I would want to see if we could hold above that previous day low on Meta. If we break below it with strength, we might be in for a big pullback on Meta, which could help move the S&P and NASDAQ down lower. And then I was going to say same thing with Microsoft, where it's sort of at the top of its range up here, right? We closed yesterday around 510.82. We're going to open today around 513 if it doesn't have that big of a move from now until 9:30. And all-time highs are at 514.63. So the question is, do we break a new all-time high and sustain, or do we break a new all-time high and fail, right? So it'd still be bullish on the daily sentiment that we're making new all-time highs, but intraday as day traders, we would look to see if we could break it and then possibly pull back, like we did on this candle right here. So we have to remember at some point, and this is good, guys, examples of just price action, right? So let's go back, replay mode, and right here. So right now, this would have been new Microsoft all-time highs. Then what happened on the next candle? Well, we would have our previous day high right here, right? What happens on the next candle? We make a new all-time high again, but we fail and we close red. So now at this point, we're coming back up towards those all-time highs. Do we get similar price action like we got right here, where we make a new all-time high and then fail back and close red, which again, bullish sentiment, we're making new all-time highs, but we're at the top of a range, so we could look for a pullback. So that would be Microsoft, that would be Meta. Let's take a look at Apple for a quick sec. Let's get rid of our previous day high and low indicator. We're going to put visibility on for just like the minutes. We don't really need that on the daily. Guys, Apple's been at this wild range. I've been talking about this one for a while when it comes to equities, especially Apple. This 214 area, about 215, we're keep failing it, man. We've had earnings, and now we're going to have earnings again, and it has failed on this earnings day, right? It had positive earnings. It was a double beat, but we had a push lower, right? Now, markets don't have to react bullish to a double beat. What matters also is the earnings call that comes after the earnings report. Those earnings calls are important because it's usually from the CEO or somebody high up in the company, and they're sort of giving us a roadmap of what their plan is for the next quarter. So it's very important if we're investors or traders or looking for the reason of why we moved in that direction to listen to those calls. Or at least, not, of course, if not listen to them, because sometimes they can get a little long, you could always look at some type of review on them. Like, let's see. We did Tesla yesterday, for an example, but we could check that again, Tesla. Or we could do Google now. We'll do Tesla again. Tesla earnings call. Then we'll do Benzinga for the article. Let's see. Earnings highlights. And I think this is where he mentioned, let's see, where did he say? He said something about the next quarter taking a hit. I forget where it was. Not going to waste our time with this. If you do want to go over any Tesla analysis, me and Paul Meeks covered it on Benzinga, so you guys can go check that out as well on YouTube and on their website. Again, as for Apple though, same situation as Microsoft, right? Where it's not at an all-time high, but it's at the top of a range where we probably have better odds of selling off because a lot of people are expecting a breakout and trying to trade that breakout. If we do get the breakout, then we're going to be prepared, right? We're not going to be caught on the wrong side. We're going to be patient and wait for confirmation. For us to have a proper breakout, it's going to take a break, a hold, and a retest, right? To reestablish and hold the imbalance. If we don't have that, we might have a break followed by a fade, right? They call a fade is when they sort of like go against the direction, right? You're fading the market, shorting the market. Let's see, Nvidia. Where's Nvidia trading at? Turn off previous day high and low for a moment. I guess we could turn that off on the hourly as well. Look at how Nvidia's been reacting to these key psych levels we had marked out, every $5 mark, right? So 160, 165, 170, 175. It's been working pretty well. It seems like 174 is working a bit stronger as resistance on Nvidia. And guys, we go over these levels just to get an idea to say, okay, well, this one is breaking this level, now I'm going to be bullish. Or this one is holding this level. Right now, I see Nvidia also at the top of its range. So this is giving me a little bit more of a bearish sentiment on the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. And that's why I go over this. Hey, what's going on, Elijah? Good morning, good morning. Good job yesterday, dude. Let's see, we want to go over the SPY. So that would be the S&P 500. So we go over the ES futures. But what we'll do is I'll go over the ES chart and then I'll pull up a chart that has, we'll do ES on the left-hand side over here. And we'll do SPY on the right-hand side over there. So our zones line up. Let's get ES Trade Map Lite over here on Bookmap. Can I get previous data? Will it let me? It's not going to let me. Let's see. Maybe. Load. See if that wants to work for me. So let's check out some ES guys. S&P 500. So we'll start on our daily. Mark out our previous day high and low. Something as simple as that, guys, sort of keeps your mind in check to say, okay, breaking previous day highs lately. Okay, look at this. Breaking previous day highs lately. A little bit of a worry on this recent candle, but we still had good momentum, and the selling volume on the daily candle didn't really pick up that much, so it's not like a lot of sellers stepped in for a reversal. It would still make more sense that buyers step in and we continue. Let's see, this is an old gap price. An old gap price, going over examples of the gap fill trading strategy. Yo, absolutely, you got it. Anytime you guys have any questions, want to go over any tickers or anything, always let me know. Let's see, previous day low, previous day high. We already can see previous day high was taken out, so we could use a tool like Edgefull or something to say, okay, what are the odds that we close green once we take out a previous day high on the ES on, what's today's Friday? So that's pretty important. Fridays we know can be extra volatile. Let's see. So we're going to go to our reports. Going to go to our previous day's range. Right here. And instead of doing New York session, you know what? We could check to see where our New York session closed yesterday. So here's our open price. Here is our gap price. So it's going to be at our 9:45 candle close. There's our gap fill. So let's see, gap. Right now we're about 0.11% of the way. So we got a pretty good chance of filling that gap if we stay that small. Yo, good morning, Leo. What's up? What's up? Ryan, Turk, what's up, guys? Mr. Potato, what's going on? Renetta asking about Uber. Let's take a look at Uber. I don't think they're in the voice chat right now, but they were asking in the main chat. Give me a few I got you. Alrighty, let's see. So open price on today's daily candle. So I'd want to look for bulls to hold us above this strong, or bears to hold below it strong, right? Gap fill. Would like to see if we can maybe fill the gap and possibly find a reversal area. This gap fill from yesterday, 63.99. Part of me wants to keep it because look at how well it worked as a key level yesterday during the New York session. We held it once, twice, 3, 4 times. So it's a pretty solid key level. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it blue. We're going to go over to our text and we're going to turn off text for now. And we're just going to keep it as a key level. See how it's 63.99 even? So usually I'd keep like a key psychological level 6,400. We'll keep it at 63.99. We could also line up bookmap with it too. Say, okay, is there any buyers down there? 63.99. There's 6,400, but there's a bunch more below it, 63.96 and 63.94. I have a demand zone, let's see, on the hourly at 77. That's pretty deep. Wow, look at that. There's a passive buyer sitting at 75. That's in my demand zone. So if we could break below that open price, right? Hold below that open, gap fill. This might be directionally looking to the downside to try to target that supply demand zone. So we'll see how that trade wants to play out. We'll look for it. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see. Right now, 15-minute is definitely looking more in our favor to the downside, but it's only a 408 to 410. It's only a 2-point range right there, so I don't like that volume volatility. Pretty small moves. I would be looking to see this as a possible setup right here on ES. Where are we at? It's pre-market, it's 8:45. I hate trading pre-market when it comes to like futures, ESNQ. Let's see. I was gonna say maybe take one contract on this so it's half the risk I'd want to risk, but I don't know. You know what it is? It's the 15-minute that looks solid here, right? We have our basing candle, which is our small body, longer upper wick, and it's taking out a high right there. So it's like it looks pretty solid for sellers. We could even mark it out with our supply area and say, okay, well now New York session opens. Let's say we open somewhere down here. I might look for a retest into the supply zone and then a short position. And my first target will be gap fill. Second target will be 63.99, and then if we're able to break both of those targets with a lot of momentum, we might be able to let a winner win, right? So if we have multiple contracts, we'll take some off at our first 2 to 8 profits and leave maybe 20% of our trade on to run. That way we're able to lock in gains. That becomes a no-lose trade. That's all we want to do, guys. Make our trading as stress-free as possible. Definitely looking better for the bears. CVD has started to turn to the downside too. And remember, guys, I mentioned a lot of equities are at the top of their range right now. Even Google's starting to sell off. That's crazy, man. Google did end up falling out of that. Remember I mentioned this big area, this big gap on Google from a previous earnings, right? So we had this gap from earnings. So be careful that we don't open higher into this gap and start to sell off immediately, because a lot of people will look at us getting into this gap and go, we got a gap fill and go long, right? So we always have to try to reverse engineer our trading and our psychology in the market. We want to know, if I was long, where would I be long? If I was short, where would I be short? If I was using a different strategy, how would I be reading the market? If I didn't have my zones there, how would I be reading the market? Because then you're going to sort of see into the minds of other traders, right? Now, you don't want to do that too much, but you want to do that enough that you could sort of get a good understanding. Good morning, Robert. Elijah asks, you live every morning? So yeah, Elijah, I'm live every morning for our community here at Bullishbrs, but I'm live Monday and Friday for on YouTube. Wednesday too. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep Google down here on the bottom left. It used to be Tesla, but Tesla, let's see. Tesla, was it below 300 at all? No way. That's so close. It went to 353 cents. That is crazy, man. That earnings report made it take a nosedive. Do you guys map out Goog or Google? Which one do you guys use? I use Goog. Goog. Let's see. Good morning, good morning. Where's Discord? There it is. What do you think about 6413? Let's take a look. And I also got to get to Uber for them. 6413. Yeah, there's some sellers up there. You got it. Be careful with that level, because look at this, guys. So, see that white line on our current order book right here? That white line resembles one position. So if there are 138 lots here, and that white line is about 50% of the way there, then about 70 of those lots, or 68, 69, would be one order. So if we start pulling back towards that price level, and we get a few ticks away, keep an eye that that person doesn't pull that trade, and then it becomes a weaker level, right? Almost like a fake out area. So keep an eye on that. That's with the large lot tracker. No, that's with the, yeah, large lot tracker on Bookmap. There we go, sellers. I'm telling you guys, this looks pretty solid on the sells right now. It's 8:50. Markets open in about 40 minutes. I'll get to these ES levels, and then we will also look at them on SPY. I know Elijah was asking for that on YouTube before. Give me just half a second, and then we'll do some NASDAQ as well. Go look at some gold. We could look at... We could take a look at oil. Oil's been sort of giving us some horrible price action ever since the whole tariff ordeal started, and that's because oil is such a big player in that arena, in terms of we get a lot of our oil supply here in the United States from Canada. So once we started threatening Canada's with tariffs, that was a big issue. Then we started with the whole issues in the Middle East, getting involved in that. That was also an issue because guess what? China gets most of their crude oil from the Middle East. So there was a lot of tension, there were a lot of issues at play. So it's good that we sort of take our time with it. We acknowledge what price action is doing, and we don't force anything. Look at that, guys. ES, man, definitely looking better to the Bears. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Good morning, everybody. All right, so let's take a look at, let's mark those up from ES and SPY now. So price level wise, where we would be looking on the SPY, let's see, we'd be looking for us to return to this area right over here. What is that about? 632. 632 on SPY. It's a $3 move to the downside right there. Be looking for that area that's a demand zone. Alrighty. No, just do this. Alright, so that's our demand zone on SPY. We have, let's see, this little price area right over here that held as support. This was yesterday, was right over here. Like right there. So it's another price area I'd look in. That's 634. So if we fail 634, right, heads below like 63.80, 633.80, then I would possibly see if we could find some selling pressure to bring us down towards 632 on SPY. And again, that's how to look on futures. It's how to look on the SPY. That's pretty cool. This is cool. You guys like that type of setup where I have the ES and the SPY there? Let me know. Oh, and I gotta get to Uber. Yo, you got it, Oz. Absolutely. Let's get Uber up on here. Uber, I think, that's funny they mentioned Uber. I think it's at like $70, $90 a share. That's crazy, man. The last time I was looking at Uber, it was at like $40 a share. It's been a while. Wow, it's been a real while. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, I guess not. Apparently, I did have some stuff marks out there. Yeah, I like to trade SPY. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Austin, if you want, I could do that. For sure. 100%. So this is what I see on Uber right here. Uber everywhere, yeah. That used to be a song. Alright, let's see. Oof. All right, let's see. Just gonna lighten this one up a little bit so it's not so bright. Okay, not bad. Take a quick screenshot of that, copy image. We are making higher highs right here, so it's something to note on Uber. Let me just let him know. My bad. I'm looking to swing it on daily right now. I'm looking I mean, right now on the daily, it's almost creating like this head and shoulders pattern. You see what I'm saying? Where it's got the left shoulder, the head, possible right shoulder right here. So I would keep an eye on it. Let's see. Are they in voice chat or no? They're not. Oh, Sig said the CD is falling out, which I believe is the cumulative delta, right? So we use cumulative volume delta on bookmap, uses cumulative delta. I'd be careful on gold. Gold is currently in a daily demand zone. Check this out. We have our basing, small basing, long lower wick, at a low, strong move to the upside. And we also have this trend line of support right here. Now, you guys know I'm not a big trend line trader, but if it lines up with some other confluences, then it's just adding to confirmation. So possibly would like to see gold turn around. What were we doing? Uber. Right. Okay, so again, possibly this on Uber. Not the cleanest picture, but then we'll go back to our futures. We'll go over the NASDAQ next. All right, so Uber might possibly be in for a pullback before continuing higher. I'd like to see Uber pull back to the 82 to 86 area. We'll call it 83 to 86, guys, because yes, 82. Well, yeah, we'll call it 82 to 86. Because you know what it is? We'd rather see us have a quicker reaction to the top of our zone, because that shows us buyers have a lot more strength behind them. When we could go deeper and deeper into our zones, then that means buyers are failing to pick up the pace, right? They keep failing more and more and more, which will then, of course, lead to sellers taking control. All right, let's see. Let's see Uber pull back to 80 to 86 for a possible swing trade long, swing trade, but would need to see support step in first and good volume on the daily. Good morning, everybody. Good volume on the daily. Reversal back higher. Alrighty, cool. I'm done with Uber. Let's get that Stuber. Alright, let's get oil on here. And we will get oil on here so that we can go back to NASDAQ. If NASDAQ, no, it's not giving us similar price action. I was gonna say if NASDAQ was also giving us sort of that basing area, I would consider taking a short. It hasn't. We could see if there are any supply zones on NQ. We see that this area worked as resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. We broke it overnight last night, but it was still an area that we were struggling with. So I would like to see how we react to that zone. Let's delete some of these old price levels. No longer need them. We could put our gap fill on NASDAQ as well, because why not? Oh, good, Signet. Bro, I swear Sig's gotta have a secret account in here. Because I was just saying how he uses the CD. Oh no, they asked. Imagine the CD cumulative delta as buying volume versus selling volume. If it is falling, that it implies sellers are in control, and yada 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 yada. But yeah, same thing as the CVD, cumulative volume delta. But good stuff. Great community to be a part of, guys. If you're on YouTube, lots of great education, great resources, and yeah. Oh, speaking of resources, Apex guy is running that 90% sale now. It's funny. I was like, oh no, the 80% sale's ending, and they were like, that's okay. We'll just go to 90% now. No, not this website. Don't do that website. Do their real website, apextraderfunding.com. 90% off. 4.5 days left. Use discount code Bullishbrs for that. 534 million in payouts. $534 million in payouts since 2022. That's insane. And they're a profitable company, a very profitable company. That's even more insane, right? They should be a publicly traded company. That is wild. I met some of the. Oh, I ain't even gonna get into it. It was so good meeting them though in the city. That was so cool. All right, NASDAQ. What are we looking at? Let's start on our daily and find our major levels, which are going to be our previous day high, our previous day low. We see now our previous day low lines up with key level 23,300. It's our key psych level right there. It's super important. I don't know what this blue level is, but I'll wait till I go to a lower time frame before deleting it. Our open price today is right here. Previous day high, previous day low. Let's go to our 4-hour now. Now, because we had a pretty range-bound price action yesterday, I'm not expecting to see like a 4-hour supply or demand zone. I'm probably expecting to see maybe like a 30-minute, 15-minute. I'll go through my higher time frames anyways, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But again, like I said, price action was very range-bound, so we shouldn't really be expecting a zone because a zone requires a move. And all of these moves were on the lower time frame because on the higher time frame, it looks like a whole bunch of chop. But watch, the lower the time frame we go, sort of the smoother out we see the move. So like right here, now we could see a 15-minute demand zone on the NASDAQ. That held already pre-market. So we'll mark this out as demand, 15-minute. Now this area, I'll look to see if there's at any point some possible buyers or sellers to step in. This is our gap fill price. That's what that blue level was. We'll do gap. I'm not too interested in the gap fill on NASDAQ. Never have been. Not so much on ES either, in that matter, but, it's, excuse me. It's interesting to watch. It definitely is, because what it does is it gives you a price level to watch every single day, just like the previous day high and low. So it's a level that can't be subjective. You can't be like, no, it's sort of here. No, it's definitely here. It's definitely here. It's definitely there. We want to look for as many definites as we can in trading because there's not that many of them, especially when we're placing trades. That's why we have to have proper risk management. Let's see. So now let's take a look at NASDAQ. We'll take a look at NQ. And we'll put QQQ on the side over here. That's pretty interesting. Check this, a little bit of divergence out from futures to the ETF. ETF did not break this pre-market high right here. Futures did break that pre-market high. Does that mean anything? Probably not. Probably not. This too, though, look at that. So NASDAQ held this demand zone. QQQ didn't even hit that demand zone yet. That is actually pretty interesting. Guys, we'll come back to this when the market's open and when we are coming down to this demand zone on NASDAQ so that we could see, you know, are we, when the New York session is open, are we a lot more similar in price action? Or is it always a little off on the NASDAQ? We'll add an alert. We'll add a message here that says check NQ QQQ, right? So that way, if it happens, and let's say we're going over gold or something, I'll get an alert right on my phone or on my watch or whatever. I'll say, okay, guys, hold up, let's check this out. So we'll keep that there on the NASDAQ. Let's see, sellers, looks like it was like in this area up here, right up here. We can mark that out. And what I'm doing, because we can't mark it up perfectly, because again, NASDAQ versus QQQ, they're different price levels. They are the same in the sense that they're both the NASDAQ, but we're going over and seeing, you know, where can we find our areas of sellers and buyers. On the QQQ, it looks like our sellers line up all in this zone right there. And they've been holding pretty well, so that's a pretty good area there on the NQ, on the QQQ. Alright, so we'll keep an eye on that. We have the NASDAQ done, we have our ES done. ES possibly giving us a retrace entry right here. But again, I'm not a big fan of pre-market trading. 9:04, we got about 25 minutes till the market opens. We'll wait and see how we want to react off this. Like Sig said, though, CVD has started taking a turn to the downside. We can take a look at our VIX as well, see if we have any price levels on the VIX. Wow, VIX has been selling off, guys. Let's take a look at VIX on the daily time frame. VIX has really been trying to move lower lately. So we'll watch that previous day high and low on the VIX. Yeah, there's the sellers on ES. I almost do want to take this sell position on ES. Let's see. And it's based off of the 15 giving us that reversal. We could wait. We're going to get volatile. I do think we move lower, but we'll wait. There we go. Nice. Big. Big, big, big. Oh, now NQ is going to hit that zone. Alright, so we might not see it then. So we wanted to see it during the New York session. And also, we were looking for ES to sell off from here. So now, sort of the same situation we've been seeing the past few days, where one is near support, one is creating resistance. Which one wants to hold, which one wants to fold? We did index selling off right here. Remember, a lot of equities were near the top of their range. With that being said, probably more leaning to the downside. Now, a way we could use this zone 2 on NASDAQ is if we break below it, we could look for us to break and hold below, reclaim that area, and once we reclaim that area, we could look for like a new fair value gap to form overlapping this area, and then we'll take that new zone short with the confirmation of the old zone on it. And we could target at 2330, 23,300. But that's only if we could break below it. ES already gave us a possible short entry. We have not taken it yet. Same, we might be in for a big move to the downside on ES. VIX just had a pretty strong pop too. Yeah, this is definitely looking pretty solid to the downside still. We got 750 left in the 15-minute though, guys. So that means we could wick all the way back up, just like this. And look like, oh, we're reversing. A lot of people start going long. And then we just go back lower again. Like, this pullback might be our entry, but not taking it. I hate pre-market. Look at that. NASDAQ's holding that demand zone. Like I said, sort of rocking a hard place. ES is creating resistance. NASDAQ is holding support. Both of them are chopping around right now. Anybody trying to go long is getting wrecked. Anybody trying to go short is getting wrecked. Any news on ES? Take a look. What's going on, LAR? Got a new profile pic. I see you, bro. Let's see. No, I don't think any news came out. I gotta get, let's see. Today's Friday. Oh yeah, we had durable goods. Durable goods came out at 8:30. That's right, I knew that. 8:30, but look at the market reaction to durable goods. No reaction. All right, Trump, there's some news right there. Trump announced 50-50. Wow, what an announcement. 50-50 chance on making deal with EU. 50-50. That's his announcement. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. wouldn't take any trades on ES. Look at, guys, right now on Bookmap here. Look at all of the darker levels. Darker levels show low volume. Low to no volume. So when we see that, we want to stay far away from it. When we see stronger levels start to form like these are the levels we want to trade off of. Definitely feeling more to the downside. Let's take a look at gold. Mentioned how gold might possibly be in store for a reversal. Let's take a look at the dollar first, actually. Ooh, dollar's trying to pump. Can we get the dollar below 97.70? That'd be great. Let's see dollar on the daily. Reason I'm checking the dollar, guys, is because if the dollar start moving lower again, like it has been for the past, like, check this out, for like 4 days in a row up until yesterday, then that's going to help gold continue higher. So we'll see if the dollar could start to fold and if gold could start to hold. I like that. Look at this 3 hour here on the dollar starting to reject. 4 hour, not too bad. You know what? Here we go. A little bit of a supply zone on gold here. Now, obviously, we don't use supply and demand on the dollar. Did I say gold? I meant the dollar. We don't use supply and demand on the dollar, but all price action, you know, has something to do with support and resistance. So we can mark it out just so we could be aware of it. Take a look at the gold spread. We want that to move higher. I'd like to see if gold get above 33.50. See gold on Bookmap. So check this out. This is pretty huge. Gold on Bookmap, the CVD is currently green. Now let me make sure that I'm not missing any data. But, right, if anybody else has Bookmap, let me know if you have a green CVD on gold too. But that's sort of a good thing. Sort of a good thing. It's really a good thing. But at this point, I would be waiting for a 30-minute reversal at least. Maybe 45 or hourly, that would be great. But I would need a higher time frame reversal candle, so I would need us to get back above 33.50. Yes, just Chop City right now. I would be leaning more to the bear side, but NASDAQ is in an area of support. So we wait, we be patient. Listen to some music. Text a friend. No. Go through your emails, delete some spam. Let's see. Do we have anything? Let me check. Let me see my phone real quick. See if we have anything major that came out. Obviously, Google had earnings. Apex has a sale. Not seeing anything major. Let's see. Only news we had was that Trump announcing a 50-50 chance of making a deal with EU. Does that mean 50-50 chance we get it today? Does that mean a 50-50 chance we get it ever? That's a ridiculous headline in my opinion. I don't think that holds much value. Clearly market doesn't think so either. Like I said, ES leaning more bearish here. Nas is in support, but I do believe we're going to fail that. NASDAQ has not been respecting support too well lately. Plus, a lot of our large cap stocks, equities, are leaning bearish as well. Yo, YouTube, I'm legit now. I got one of those, I guess Discord too, but you can't see it. But I got one of those, like, content creator mics. The one with the little fuzz thing on top. Hold up, the fuzz isn't on it. Now I'm next level. Now I just need a cleaner background. Make it too legit to quit, my guys. Alright, let's see. We could take a look at oil, see if it is giving us anything. I highly doubt it. Let's do our open price on oil. Previous day low, previous day high. We've broken previous day high. 6 hour, 4 hour, 3 hour. a mess on oil, guys. Just like barely ever any continuation. Good morning. Started on trade of 800% way easier than TOS. Yo, you got it, man. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Did you start on Tradeovate with an Apex account, or did you start with your own funded account, like your own personal account? Robert asks, what do you use to stay up to speed on news? So usually I use Market AI. It's not letting me log in today, so I shot them an email to see like what's up. But Market AI, I'll go through Benzinga. Like Benzinga also posts articles pretty quickly. And then the economic calendar here on TradingView gives me an idea of which strong economic events might be coming in, whether it's geopolitical, like FOMC, or something like durable goods coming in, or existing home sales, whatever the case may be. Nice. Okay, cool, man. Good luck. Good luck. Best of luck with that. Alrighty, let's see. Nothing can bring these markets down. Yeah, right? We're just gonna stay bullish forever. Alright, just skimming through oil real quick. Really haven't seen much of interest. Oh, what I was getting at before, Turk, just so you know, when you have an Apex account, so when you're logged into Tradeovate, you want to go over to the top right. It's like the settings, and then you head over to manage add-ons, and then you could do the TradingView add-on. And what you could then do is you come down over here on your TradingView account, click Tradeovate, and you can log into your broker right here on TradingView, and you can place your trades right here. Super simple. I'll log into a paper account real quick to show you. It's like really easy to do. Like you come over here, you hit the plus icon, and let's say, or over here, let's do the plus icon up here. Sell limit, right? So now I have a sell limit sitting right here. I can put my stop loss over here. I take profit over there. When it hits, it'll get filled. That's my risk. That's my reward. You can also hit the trade icon and place your order through here. Right now, this order is inactive until I hit buy. So I can move around my stop loss, move around my take profit, hold up, like that, because it's a long position. If I want to sell, I can hit sell. I would just have to move those back around because our stop loss for a sell position is above us. And then I could also adjust the contract size if I want to risk more than that, right? So pretty cool, really easy to use, 100% recommend. Let's see. So this was oil, ES, and Q. Look at that, guys. NASDAQ really doing its best to hold that zone as support. It is 916. We're getting close to that market open. Our gap price is real close on ES. So we'll take a look at that. We'll see. We will see. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. It is Friday, July 25th. Hope you're all ready to have a great day. Hope you're all ready to have a great weekend. Let's see what's cooking. So that was pretty cool. I like that NASDAQ was able to hold that level of support. My biggest issue with taking a long position on NASDAQ today would be where equities are currently trading at. When we look at a daily time frame, Meta just had a pretty strong rejection to trying to break higher yesterday. So if it could break below previous day low, that would be a big red flag for long positions. Google also rejected this big gap area. So it's like, again, sort of near an area that we just had a lot of selling volume come in. Look at that daily time frame, had a lot of selling pressure. So we might be creating the top of our range and pull back for a little bit. Nvidia, same thing. We're coming up near that 174 level. The last two times we were there created all-time highs, but we had a double top right there. So a lot of equities. Microsoft right here, near all-time highs. The last time we made an all-time high, though, we sold off that day for $7. For $7, we ended up closing for a $4.50 move to the downside. But my point being, we made an all-time high and we sold off intraday. Now, making all-time highs is a bullish sentiment overall, but as day traders, we want to know how markets are reacting intraday too. So if we created this type of pullback last time we made an all-time high, do we want to break this all-time high again and then have that same type of reaction. Apple also had a major, major, major level of resistance that we've been failing to break above since April. Guys, April is when we had our Liberation Day, and when the whole tariff deals began, our first tariff deal came in, and markets gave us a rally, like a huge rally, 24% up on Apple, but that's as far as it went. While other equities like Microsoft and Meta and Nvidia went to all-time highs, Apple, not even close. Tesla, not even close. Where's, oh no, that's Google down here. Google came close. Nope, not yet. Alright, but it's a lot closer now from those recent earnings. Ooh, I wonder if that's going to be a little bit of a clue here that Apple earnings are going to give us a similar reaction where we're going to gap above this zone, right? So maybe swing trading on some calls, not financial advice, and then sell off from there, right? So maybe selling at the open. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to really see how markets react, see how earnings come in, see how their earnings calls come in, and everything else. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're cool. We're cool. That's equities. We got our futures ready. It is 9:20, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Mike. What's going on, bro? Blackfoot Concentrator, Dave, Harvey, what's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning. Tanner, what's up? Kavitha, hello, hello. Hope you're all ready, man, for a great Friday. Let's see. Don't forget Apex sale, 90% off. Discount code Bullishbrs. I keep forgetting to reach. I gotta write a note for myself to reach out to Bookmap about seeing what our current sale is. Speak to Bookmap. Speak to BM. Very good. Speak to BM. Only a few are gonna get that one. Good morning, everybody. We got markets opening in less than 9 minutes, so we're gonna be patient. Now, guys, this level on ES up here, this 6407, we're gonna pull up Bookmap and take a look at it. Tell Bookmap we want 50% off lifetime. 100%, man. I hear you. I hear you. At least 50% off lifetime. I think it's actually 25% off lifetime. Let me see my email. It's got to be in there somewhere, right? Bookmap affiliate. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, no, right now it's 20% off the first month. That's lame. We need, yeah, no, we need that 50% off lifetime. 100%, bro. 100% off lifetime for Bullishbrs members. Yo, what's up, Mr. Potato, my man? What's going on? Yes, sir. Wait to make some money. Get that potato money, and then, have a very good weekend. All right. Let's see. Waiting on equities to open. Oh, what I was gonna say on the ES right here, this zone, 6408, 6410, right? So see how we sort of don't have volume in that area. So I'd want to see if we can maybe New York session opens, we just blast right through it. And if that's the case, then obviously we're not taking shorts in that zone. We're gonna look for a retrace and take longs in that zone, targeting that previous day high. Look at that right off the bat, a 4-to-1 risk to reward, 2-point stop loss, 8-point target. Nothing crazy. Could even look for this pre-market high right here, 66,421. PMH pre-market high, fantastic. Calls today, they going to milk up every day until the last day to dump it. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Oh, man, I haven't even said drop a like, and you guys have been liking it up. I appreciate that. Let's take one quick look at ES, one last look at ES and NQ here on the 15 and 30 minute. Make sure we're not missing a supply zone up here. 45, 90, 1 hour, 2 hour. Okay, so we got a little bit of a 1 hour supply zone, but I thought I saw a better 2 hour. Go with 1 hour. It looks like they're the same zone anyways. Do supply. S1 hour. And let's just check the 2 hour. Yeah, so it covers the same thing. So it's fine whichever way we cut it. Whichever way we chart it. Haha. Wait, where is it? Thank you, thank you. Alright, let's see. Ooh, I'm looking at the ES here on the hourly, right? And look at this 1 hour basin candle, right? So we'd look for a sell-off on this candle. So again, right now, I see this 408 and 410 as resistance. If we can break it, then I'm going to see it as support. Plain and simple. I'd realistically want to see us break it. And seeing that we don't have much volume there, I think I might be right. No, the United States is calling me. Tell them, somebody answer, tell them I'm busy. I'm busy trading for America. America. Alright, let's see. ES, NQ, gold. You know, we could also technically, I'm pretty sure, let's see guys, GC and GLD. Right, because that's gold, SPY ETF. So, like, could we mark out if we wanted to? Zones? Yeah, we could. We could, like, if I wanted to give you guys good zones on gold versus, gold versus, what's it called? GLD. Alright, guys. Wow, everybody's calling me right now. Okay, here's another announcement from Trump. We are nearing trade deal with China. Let's take a look at our ES and NQ. Alrighty. Good morning, guys. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, you saw that too. You know what I use for news too, guys? It's really helpful. Let's see. It's called, so it's on Twitter, and it's a page on Twitter. It's called FSMN, Fast Stock Market News. Yo, what's up, Brandon? Good morning, bro. But FSMN, Fast Stock Market News, and I put the alerts on for them, and obviously it shoots me an alert whenever they post something, and that seems to be another great way to get my my information, headlines and whatnot. They also post like earnings reports, stuff of that nature. Guys, markets open in T-minus 2.5 minutes. Got a little bit to go. Want to see how ES reacts to the 6408. Hopefully we can blast right through it, find a little bit of a pullback, and take that entry long, targeting that 6416 or previous day high. This is where I'd like to look for a target. However, if we do come into this zone, market opens, we find some resistance in here, I wouldn't be completely against taking a sell position over there as well. Something like gold, I wanted to see if buyers could take us back above 33.50. If we can hold back above 33.50, I would possibly be looking for some long positions on a retest to create a higher low. But we'd also, guys, for that, we would need some type of reversal on a higher time frame, like a 1 hour, a 2 hour, possibly even a 4 hour time frame. So the 4 hour closes in 30 minutes, so we could wait for that 4-hour to close on gold to give us a bit more of a clearer direction. Oil we're going to leave alone. ES and NQ we're going to stay patient. This is ES on Bookmap over here. Alright, let's see. Sorry guys, I'm talking with Market AI. My boy Noab, the founder over there, man. That's crazy, dude. Came up with this company. He's 26. Wild, man. Wild. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Gold is trying to make its way higher. Something I pointed out earlier on gold, guys, is our cumulative volume delta has been building positive. So we're in a demand zone on the daily time frame. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So guys, this is a daily demand zone, because check it out. We have our red basing candle. So look, this is almost a basing because it almost looks more like a box than it looks like a rectangle. Now it has a longer wick to the downside, and it's near a pivot low, right? So this long wick to the downside shows me that at some point this was a full bar and people were hitting that sell button. There were people selling the very lows of this day on gold, and when the market buyers stepped back in and pulled us higher, there's market open by the way, so we'll take a quick look. When buyers stepped in and reversed us and we had this huge move higher, these people were forced to buy back their short position, so that added more buying volume. So now at this point, that's our demand zone. I'm looking for support down here on gold, and it seems like we're finding it. Let's take a look at ES and NQ, see if they're giving us anything right now as well. NAS is in that area of support, but remember, I wanted to see us break through it to the downside. Apple just started to pull back, so did Amazon and Microsoft and Meta at the open. Let's see. This is NASDAQ on Bookmap over here. We do have some support down here in this demand zone. I wouldn't look for shorts going into this demand zone, that's for sure. I'd wait for us to break it. And that's sort of what helps us with supply and demand too, right? So I'm not trying to sell these lows like a lot of people might be doing, and then on this big pullback they get stopped out. We try to sell off again, they try to go short again, they get stopped out again. And then you end up, oh, it wasn't worth it, I kept getting stopped out. Because maybe you kept trying to take a low, maybe you were a little impatient on it. Right now, ES and NQ, like I mentioned, a little bit of a rock and a hard place in the sense that ES has resistance above us, and NASDAQ has support below us. Usually we want to see these both trading into the same type of support and resistance, not opposites. And right now too, man, the VIX has been like selling like it's hot. So it's time for a little bit of a pullback, I would think. Want to see NAS melt through these 23,350 levels, but it's holding pretty strong. I wouldn't take this long here, guys. Just wouldn't. Equities, pretty weak to the downside right now. Wouldn't take this long here, wouldn't take this short here. Sort of let markets develop, give us a better idea. Gold pushing 33.45. Gold's definitely looking good for longs, guys. No doubt about it, no doubt it. Yes, sir. Gold just flying right now. Gold is, where's our open price on gold? Open, previous day low, previous day high. So look at that, previous day low lines up right with that daily time frame. So again, I think we got room to run on gold. So if I miss this entry down here, that's fine. I could wait for the confirmation, right? I'll wait for us to continue, pull back into some type of volume imbalance, take that imbalance as my entry. What do I mean by imbalance? Well, it could mean something like a low volume shelf here. So you guys see how all this volume's picking up on gold, and then there's like 100, 100, 132, 170, 180. But then if we look right over here, there's like 36. So I would look to see if quite possibly we can pull back to, what level was 36? 33, 44, 40, 33, 44, 40. Right here for some longs. The fairly tight stop loss on gold. We'll look for a banger on that if it wants to come back to it. That's a big if. Take a look at ES and NQ. Man, I don't know, dude. Not a big fan of these zones. We're gonna wait on that. See what's popping or not. Guys, let me know if you've taken any trades, if you're looking at anything specific, if you want me to cover anything as well. Let's see. Apple crossed a daily trend line. Okay, so Apple did cross above that 214, but it is struggling right now. Remember, guys, a lot of equities were near those highs of their range. Try getting an edge full discount. I thought we had an edge full discount too. Let me see. It's a good question. We might.
No, they have the 7-day trial. That's it, as far as I know. They
No,
do have affiliate.
They dumped the. I think they dumped the 7-day trial.
Oh, do they? I thought they talked about it this morning, but
Oh,
anyway, maybe I'm wrong.
did they bring it back? That's even better. I know they didn't have it for a little while.
I could be wrong. I know they do have an affiliate link, and I talked to the boss about that one time. He wasn't too excited about affiliate link for Bullishbrs.
Yeah.
But I thought we should do the affiliate link because might get a discount. But anyway, he wasn't. He just didn't understand the company, so I understand that.
Who?
Lucian.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I just put a review together for them on our website, and affiliates started to pick up a little bit there with the review, which is good because our reviews on Bullishbrs do really well on the SEO because they're interlinked with their other reviews that we've created for like TradingView and stuff. So we'll see if that gets a little turnaround. But yeah, I know I explained it to him the other week too. It's like, oh, it's not a charting platform. It's not a trading platform. It's a statistic-based platform that tells you, what are the odds that we break a previous day high and we close green? What are the odds that we fill our gap fill on ES? Which, by the way, guys, gap fill on ES is only like really small. New York session opens right here. Our gap fill is 0.05%. So statistically, we probably have like an 80% chance of filling that gap. Looking at possible ES shorts if we could find some resistance here. NAS just filled its gap too. CVD's green, but it took a pretty strong dive pre-market. So I'm going to wait. We are at VWAP as well. I'll let you guys know if I take any trades. So edge full, real quick. Edge full ES gap fill New York session standard. We're going to go by size. And when our gap fill is super small, we have a 92% chance of filling it. Does that mean it's definitely going to happen? No, there's no definites in the market. There's the 8% chance we don't. We could look at the recent ones and see what's going on. Okay, gap ups, 4 out of 5. Odds are pretty high then. Not as high as gap downs, though. That was 5 out of 5. But that gap fill is helping me to sort of find the short position here if we could start to dump on ES. VIX is moving higher, though, VIX is moving lower, which is a bullish sentiment. So I'm just going to wait here, see if we want to break the zone or not. If we don't, I will be ready to take a short position. You know what? Yeah, let's try a short here on ES. Let's do. Trying to get filled at 64.08. Stop loss 64.0950. So we give me one little pullback, 64.08. Oh, that was close. It's a tick away, 2 ticks away. Might not get that fill because the seller's starting to build up here. Alright, so I didn't get filled on the short, but the buys, the direction, the setup is working in favor. So we'll keep an eye. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to wait. Yeah, we do have 250 left in the 5-minute too. We could check our footprint chart, see where our point of control is on this candle. Ooh, it's higher. Hold up. I'm canceling that sell position for a second. I'm going to put a limit order out there to get filled. So it's not activated yet. But my biggest concern right now is our point of control on this candle is all the way up here. So price was moving higher, volume was accepting price at higher levels. If we could start to see our point of control move lower, that would help me in the short position. Or if this candle can close red, that would also help me. But with 1:50 left, point of control aiming higher, volume also aiming higher, I would want to let this 5-minute close so that I'm not taking a short position down here and then getting stopped out. So we'll wait. See how it wants to close. NASDAQ just broke that demand zone. That's fantastic. That's what I wanted to see. Some volumes starting to pick up down here as well on ES. That's great. So yeah, we'll look for a short position. Our gap fill is going to get hit very soon. Look at that, guys. Huge. Also look for NQ. We mentioned NASDAQ possibly using this broken demand as supply as well. Minute 4 left, so we're not chasing. Guys, if there's a minute left on the 5-minute, we are not taking a trade unless, look at this, unless we're looking for a quicker move. But we do not want to be taking those trades because we don't know. That last minute could get very volatile, right? We could gap all the way back up, make our way all the way back higher to that point of control. And that would only make sense because volume and price go together. So I'm not going to take this just yet. We have 40 seconds left, and this candle could still close green. Let's wait 1 second here, guys. No rush into the market. There are 6.5 hours in the trading day. We trade the first 2 hours of the market open, or first hour and a half, I should say, from 9:30 to 11. You know how many 5-minute candles that is? That's enough that we could be patient. Look at this, guys. This candle's trying to push green. That's why we don't chase, we wait. And we listen to our volume. This is our volume footprint right here. What a huge sign. It was great. It had me stay out of this trade. I would have taken a loss. That's awesome, guys. That's good stuff right there. I'm just waiting. I'm not taking this yet. I said I would possibly take it if that 5 closed red. Did not close red. We're being patient. Part of me is like, try it on the retest. But I don't want it to just like blow right up. VIX is moving lower still too, which is a bullish sentiment. NAS is trying to hold that level of support down here, so it's like not yet, guys, just not yet. Things are definitely leaning a bit more bullish, if anything, so I don't want to take these shorts. Let's see. If we start to fail and volume starts moving lower, then sure, maybe. But without that, no. Let's see. CVD's pushing red. I'm going to try to get filled here on ES. Alright, I'm in shorts. See if this wants to give us a little bit of a move. If it doesn't, I'm just going to stop out at 64.0825. Back to break even. We're just watching this, being careful on our stop. Being aware of what's going on. VIX is trying to move lower, but it's been struggling. ES did just reject the zone just recently, but it failed to move lower, so it's something to keep an eye on. We don't have our gap fill yet on ES, so we could still be looking for a gap fill as a target. But if buyers do want to step in and start popping here, which is understandable with NASDAQ trying to hold support, then I'm just going to stop out and we'll look for our next trade setup. Lighten up a little bit here on Bookmap, so let's see what goes on, see if any volume starts to move in any direction. Really not getting strong volume bubbles here. There we go. Getting a little bit of a sell-off. Not that big of a move. Come on now. Come on now, little ES. I don't like that the weighted index is trying to move higher. Apple's selling off, though, near a level of support. We could look to get out of a contract here to lock in some gains, right? So if we're trading multiple contracts, it's always important to have, like, a point where you say, okay, I hit my 1-to-1, let me lock in some profits, or I hit a 2-to-1, let me lock in some profits. Right now, I'm looking for a, let's see, 4-to-1. So we could keep a little bit of a close eye on it. Because look at this pullback. Like I said, this volume's been weak to the downside, but it's also been very weak to the upside. And usually buyers need a lot more momentum. There we go. Point of control just started to move lower on ES. This is giving me a little bit more confidence that volume's trying to move to the downside. But again, the biggest issue being that we have failed to break lower just yet. I'm going to be patient, though. I'm not too concerned on this trade. That 15 looks pretty solid. Everything looks a little bit better to the downside than up. And remember that hourly was also trying to close bearish, but we have 17 minutes left for that. So let's let this close. We got a minute 50 left. We're short on ES over here. And we're just waiting. If we stop out, we stop out, and we wait for the next setup, right? If buyers step in, we stop out, and then we wait to see where we could get our long entry. It's getting close. It might go run to stop. Let's be patient. Let's see how markets want to play out here. Minute 30 left. Buyers are trying to step in. My stop loss is at 0850. So we'll see. Really want to see if
Coming up
this...
on the 15-minute orb, Edgeville says double breaks 70%. And we've got a level up here at 64.10-ish.
I'm about to get
On
stopped
the
out on ES here. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
okay.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a little concerned that this 5-minute also tries to close green, especially look at NASDAQ trying to turn it around too. Probably going to get stopped here. I'll let you guys know. Apologize, Marzidi. What were you saying? 64.10?
So 64.10-ish, 64.09 to 64.10. You've got heavy option levels on the SPX and the SPY that when you translate it to the ES comes in around 64.09, 64.10. We have been rejecting that area since about 7 o'clock this morning. We go up, we come down, we reject it. So that's a hot zone right there, 64.09, 64.10-ish.
Gotcha. Yeah, 60. That's funny. That's what I had. 64.08 to 64.10. 15-minute closes in 2 seconds, though. I don't like how it closed. It's giving me a bit more bullish sentiment. I'm probably going to try to get out of at least... Oh, nope. Stopped out there on ES. We'll wait now, guys. Because that NASDAQ trying to reverse there. I want to see ES get above the 64.10. Thank you, Carlos. What's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, we go live here every day for Bullish Bears community in our Discord, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube. Come on now, we need strong buying volume to break us through these levels, especially that 64.10. VIX has been trying to move lower all day too. Is he referring to GX levels? Yes, right? Ooh, there's that ES rejection, man. Look at that, dude. Wicked me on the stop, but I'm not trying to chase it again, because guess what? Now at this point, we've wicked to the downside 1, 2, 3 times in a row. For the first 3 5-minute candles of the open, we've been wicking to the downside, which means sellers keep trying, but buyers keep buying it back. There is an aggressive sell bubble, but again, I'm not going to try to chase this down here again. No way. And guess what, guys? It could have stopped me out, and then it could go to take profit, and that's okay. It is what it is at that point. We cannot force things to happen. If we take our setup and we get stopped out, we have to take it for what it is. We cannot force another trade after, cannot FOMO into anything. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Weighted
So I just
index.
posted a chart. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say weighted index is starting to fail a little bit over here, too.
So I just posted a chart over in chat. I'm trying to learn Menthor Q, which is like Spot Gamma and how all the options business works. So I'm going to be dropping these in and discussing these a little bit, and trying to explain the idea ultimately here is to see, is Menthor Q worth buying? Because it's expensive. It can go up to $2,500 a year.
Wow.
So in the top left picture there, those are called the blind level spots. So those are saying that on the SPY and the SPX, there are heavy option levels there. And as you can see, we react every time we touch them.
Yep.
The bottom left is your standard volume profile. The blue box down there is the Edgeville gap fill from market open 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, the right pane are the GEX levels. You got 2 types of GEX levels here. One is for the 0 DTE. The other is the cumulative. We also bring in the levels from the SPX and the SPY, kind of like the blind level thing. So as you can see, we continue to react with them. So the idea here is I'm looking also at Edgeville, and we are still inside the orb. So the idea is, let's say, okay, can we combine Edgeful? And I'm kind of looking to see which one helps us the most.
Yeah, I'm looking for longs at this point, guys, if we could hold. Sorry. I was looking for shorts before Tanner asked why I was looking for shorts because we were coming into a 15-minute supply zone over here on ES and pre-market. We were holding this area as resistance for a little while, but at this point, with us keep failing to break lower from it, I'm a little more leaning bullish at this point, especially with look at our equities trying to pop there. I will look to fill a long, depending on where we can get. Let's see. Try along there off of this 50, stop at the low we just made there. Looking for these wicks to sort of hold us and us continue on this trend to continue higher. Bum, bum. Oh man, I wanted to add Mentor Q as well. There are so many great strategies. Scott Pulcini from Bookmap bases, all the setups on Gex levels. That's pretty cool. So his seminar with Fabio. That's really cool, man. Yo, send those links over, dude, for sure. Some buying stepping
Since
in.
you like Bookmap, Scott Pulcini, he does have a stream. He had one yesterday, I think, or maybe it was Wednesday. He streams once or twice a week. It's free. Anybody can go over to Mentor Q and set up a free account. Again, I am not recommending Mentor Q at this time until we get through the evaluation, as far as how, and stuff like that.
Here we
So
go. I'm gonna get out
understand
of
that I'll talk about it. I'm not recommending it yet.
a. I'm gonna try to get out of a contract. Oh, here we go. Give us a little pop there. Near 09, 409. I'll get out of one contract. If we can get back up there again. We keep struggling near this zone. Whoa! Stop loss is 405. It's gonna go hit that looking at this volatility that just kicked in there. Let's wait and see. Part of me wants to now hold this contract because of that volatility, because that might be our swing low where we go wild to the upside, but we really need to see some good volume up there. How's our point of control looking? Ooh, trying to move lower on point of control. That's finally a red flag. We'll see. We'll try to get out then of a contract or two. Want to see these sellers get trapped like they've been getting trapped all day. Okay, point of control tried to move up to that 1.4K there. That's good. Come on, give us a spike up. Weighted index trying to hold higher. That's equities. Give us a pop. I'll get out of a contract at 410. There's our 408. Come on, let's go to 410. I know a lot of people are going to have their stops near 410.25. There's 408.75. Come on, yes, let's break it. Let's break it. We're struggling up here, man. Thinking of taking a contract off the top right here. Gonna lock in gains, minimize the risk, all that fun stuff. But like, these longs have been trying so hard this morning to pop us higher.
Good morning, Kevo.
Yo, good morning. Where was that? Who was that? When was that?
What up? What up?
What up, Godo? What's going on, bro?
Hey, so I'm long in Q from down, wherever.
Nice.
I've already added some to it because I feel like it wants higher. But I've been studying. Have you ever checked out Goldbach levels?
No, I don't think so.
So, anyways, that there's rumors that that's like where ICT really gets all his juice. But he doesn't want to tell anybody he uses it. But it's power of three numbers.
Yeah.
Very interesting. There's a free PDF book online if anybody wants to look into it. But they're just a whole bunch of power of three, and then there's different algorithms that run certain days. So the price, whenever the algorithms are turned on, bounces between the different levels on the Goldbach power of three levels.
Cool.
So there's certain levels that are are naturally built
Oh.
order blocks, rejection blocks, fair value gaps, etc., etc.
Right.
And so
Oh,
anyways,
6410. Boom. TP hit, guys.
bam, yeah, this long is good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nice profit now on the day, even with that one loss, 50% win rate, and we got a nice banger right there. I might even get out of one more right there just to lock in a little bit more. But I want to try to let it run, but this price action's been choppy. Minute 22 left. Where's our point of control on this 5 minute? It is much lower, so I probably will look to get out of at least one more contract. If we get one more run up towards 64.10.25. Get out of one more and I'll hold one contract. Good buying pressure, but like again, we've been choppy, so I don't want to hold it expecting a trend if market has been giving us chop. Oh, it's trying. It's definitely trying its best. I like the volume sort of stepping in on the buy side. Just don't like the wicks. 410.25. We get one more push up there. It's 9:54 right now, guys. 37 seconds left, and I don't like this sign of a reversal right there. Because now a lot of people just chase that breakout long. So I'm going to try to get out 64.10 if we could get one more push up at 64.10. Weighted index is near a resistance level. Did my chart just freeze? What just happened there? Oh no. Are you guys still there? Could you hear me? Can you explain the point? Yeah, for sure. Am I still there? Yo, Discord, you guys hear me?
Yep, can.
All right.
Yeah,
Loud and clear.
What just happened to the market?
we hit we hit a level.
Oh, okay. Point of
Sorry,
control.
I'm in a trade.
No,
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No worries. No worries at all. I didn't know what happened. I was a little confused. I was like, what just because the market looked like it froze for a minute. And we know, guys, we're either going higher or we're going lower. Or we're either going up or we're going down. Come on, yo, find this buying pressure. Get to 64.10 one more time. I'm gonna get out of one more contract.
I just posted a pic if you want to look at the gold block levels on my chart.
Nice. I'll get out 64.09.75. We get one more push up there because I'm really not a fan of these
Did
wicks.
you put the gold back stuff in the main chat?
It's in the main chat, yeah.
Bro,
If you have any
yes.
links to it, that would be awesome. I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, I'll share the book.
But remember
The
that
guy that wrote the book, it's like
ICT
189 pages, and it's just nice to give him an offering. He just sells it for whatever you want to give him. But then there's a shorter version that you can just download for free.
just remember that ICT has never even broke even in the Robbins Cup.
But
Hey
there's
now,
people
hey
that
now.
studied under him that are killing it, bro, making millions in a day.
Oh, that's very possible. Yeah, I mean, it's
All
like
right.
any other strategy. You got to learn when to apply it.
I'm out of one more ES contract. So these longs were locked in gains. We're letting our last contract win, break even on our last contract. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm probably going to exit this. Weighted index is really struggling. ES and NQ been struggling. CVD still red. I'm gonna, Brandon, give me a half a second. I'll go over that point of control. All right, manually exiting out of ES. They're locking in some profits. So lost 200 on that first trade we took and stopped out. Made almost 4 on the second, so up 193 on the day. It's because we have to have a good risk to reward. Risk 1 to make 2. So if we take 2 of those trades and you have a 50% win rate, you still have at least some profit. That was a great manual exit, by the way. Point of control. So point of control really indicates where the most amount of volume was traded on that candle. So when I click the volume footprint, it shows me point of control. And what that tells me also is sort of who has direction, who has the most control. So you see right here how we're moving higher. Price was green. We moved higher. Candle was green. Okay, great. Then what happened? We tried to reverse because look at this. Right now, if we weren't using our volume point of control, this looks like a reversal candle to the downside. So a lot of people were trying to take this short position as soon as we broke below the open price of that recent candle, and they got stopped out. That's actually where I ended up trying to take the short position because I was trying to reject off the supply zone. But the point of control, right? The point of control was pushed higher. If this candle was a green candle like this and rejected the supply zone, I would want this point of control to be somewhere down here. That would give me more confirmation that, okay, well, guess what? We tried moving higher with price. Volume did not accept it up here, so volume did not pick up here. Therefore, once we started moving lower, that's when volume started to increase. On the candle following, we tried moving lower. Point of control failed to break lower than that. So what happened? We ended up staying range bound because we had resistance, but buyers kept trying to hold us. Right now, look at this huge pullback, right? Crazy pullback, but we're not taking a short here because we know the past all day so far, for the past 1, 2, 3, 5 minute candles, we've been trying to break lower and wicking back higher. This might be a better position for a long position right here, if anything. 38
Now remember
seconds
the
left.
Edgeville report 70% double break. But the problem with that is you don't know what time of day that double break will occur. So there's no guarantee it happens now.
Gotcha. Yup.
What's a double break?
So you have what's called an open range breakout. And so different people pick different time periods. Most people use the first 15 minutes. So 9:30 to 9:45. You mark the high of that range and the low of that range, and that becomes the opening range. A breakout is where we, starting at 9:46, we break above the high of the opening range. A breakdown is where we break the low of that range. Statistically, today, for the last 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, averaged all together, we have a 70% chance of going above the opening range and then coming back into the range and going all the way back the other way.
I see. So that's a double break. But so you're saying the chances are better that it's gonna go up and then down?
Right. We've already taken out the high. So
So the
the
odds would be
high,
we take out the low too.
so the high at 9, so the original opening break range, the high was at 6409 and a quarter. 6409. Well then, so that was the high between 9:30 and 9:45. Well then at 9:53 we broke it out. We broke out. We went north. So that was a breakout of the orb. Now, the statistic says that we also have a 70% chance that at some time today, we will also break the low between 9:30 and 9:45, which was 6402 and a half.
Bro, the gold pulled back to that low volume node we were looking at. That's pretty cool. Brandon asked on YouTube, how do you have those numbers to indicate the volume? What do you mean, how do you have them? Like, how do I have them on my chart? So with TradingView, you need TradingView Premium to access the footprint chart. And you would come over here to your candles, go over to footprint, and there are different settings for it. So there's usually the buy and sell, which shows you the buyers and sellers. So there's 437 sellers, 760 buyers. The delta of this would be, if we did the math, positive 323. I like to use the total volume because it sort of shades everything blue for me, and the black levels are point of control. So if we're trending higher, I want to see our point of control move higher because that means price and volume are accepting at these price levels. Oh, is gold giving us an entry right now? Hold up. Not really. Sort of evening out at that point. ES is pretty range bound too. Sort of liking gold, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. I'll try one gold contract here. 42.60 stop. It might just run right to stop if sellers step in. Was really looking for a quicker hold, so that's why I was okay with the tight stop loss. Yeah, if it goes to stop, that's okay. Where is stop loss is 29. Okay, good, good. Yeah, it's a good stop loss. We'll take it. Aggressive seller stepped in on gold, so if we could start to hold here, then they're going to sort of be underwater in a sense. CVD has been trying to push green until we had this pullback. Still green, still positive. Okay, gold. Nice. I guess that was a pretty solid entry so far. But we'll we'll see see if we want to hold this. Could take this for a scalp right here, that's for sure. But I want to see if this volume wants to continue us higher on gold. Oh my goodness, guys, what an entry. Is it going to light up again to the upside? Oh my goodness, wow. Could definitely look to get out here at the 66.4 because this is resistance up here. But like, that was a nice run up and a quick run up at that. I'm probably going to hold this. We have 40 seconds left in the 5 minutes to close. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Oh, now CVD sort of curved itself back. We'll hold it for a minute. How's the 15-minute look? Do our time frame analysis real quick. 30-minute. Yeah, I don't like that seller that just tried to step in there. And it's glitching out on me on TradingView right now. I'm going to probably manually exit out of gold. Yeah, let's just get out right there for a nice little 150 scalp. That was fine. It's a real nice entry, guys. That thing went right into profit really quickly. Hey, TradingView, you want to stop lagging? What the Oh, TradingView. We'll blame TradingView for exiting that trade too early. That was a clean trade though, guys. Nice little scalp there on gold. I do think we're going to continue higher. It looks pretty solid. I'm alright though. It's Friday. We don't want to overtrade. That ES took a dump to the downside. Glad we were done with that to the longs. We are trying to make that double break right now that Marziti was mentioning. So basically, opening range breakout. You look at the 15-minute time frame. You mark out the 9:30 candle high, 9:30 candle low, and statistically, we have more of a chance of a double break. So if we were to break to one direction, let's say today we broke to the upside first, then we would want to look for us to close back within that range and target to the downside for the double break as our target. Because again, statistically, we do make that double break pretty frequently. Dan, you were absolutely correct. Yeah, we were very range bound today. Look at all this chop city. Gold, man, what a pullback. Glad we took that for a scalp, right? I said watch that volume. We had some resistance up there. Love Bookmap for that. Take me away. Let's see. Would you be good to cover Ryan? Nice. What's that? 15th and 22nd. Benzing is asking me to cover for their stream the 15th, Friday, and 22nd, the next Friday. Oh, boo. No, I'm just kidding. That's fun. I'm not one to complain, man. I love going live on their show. People love it when I'm on there, too. Look at that volume that just kicked in there. Very weird volatility. And when we're trading in the middle of nowhere like this, not that it should be expected, but it can happen. YouTube guys, make sure you keep hitting that like button. Keep that running. Alright guys, I'm waiting on ES now. No trades from me at the moment. Okie dokes. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have taken some nice trades. We took a couple nice scalps on ES. Just took a little one on gold. Gold's chopping around right now. Take a look at NASDAQ. Also very range bound, very low volume today, guys. It is Friday. Got a few days left in the month. July has historically been closing green for the past 10 years in a row. And that's on the S&P 500. Now we also not only do we have our double break to the downside right at 6402, but now we also have our gap fill, not now, but we've had our gap fill at 640175. So we have two targets to the downside. $64.02 right over here, and then 640175 right up here. We have some bookmap levels right at 6400. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ's rejecting the supply zone a couple of times. Now I'm going to watch NQ to see how it reacts to 23,405. Because that's that supply zone for possible shorts. NASDAQ has already filled its gap today. NASDAQ's made a bit of a stronger move to the upside than ES. Look at this, guys. NASDAQ had it rally while ES was still chopping. So equities, large cap tech, they seem to be a bit stronger today. Here we go, NAS. Get into that 405. We could also take a look at our 15-minute time frame because that's going to close in 5 minutes as well. 30-minute closes in 20 minutes. Hourly, we take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour leaning a bit more bullish on ES, if anything. Just a thought. SPY price action again is above 3 a.m. Hey, Renita, are you in here? No, they're not in here. I have to go. Just made 1,000. Nice, Turk. Good job, man. On my day in Trade of 8 paper account. Good job, man. Alright, here comes Nas trying to fill up in these bids up here. Weighted index trying to hold too. Equities sort of holding right now. Nothing like a crazy hold where I'd be like, whoa, guys, we're definitely going, blah, 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 blah. If we start failing from here, we just made a new high on NASDAQ and we failed a new high on ES. Possibly look for shorts. Possibly. We have 342 left in this 5-minute, though. Trying to fail it, getting some selling. I'll take it. Come on, Nas. Try one NQ short. Stop at the high we just made. Entry's right at the supply zone. So I'm in this trade setup that you see right here. And if it goes and just stops me out because NASDAQ is stronger, then that's fine. Still in profit for the day. But I want to see equities fail here. But equities look pretty strong up here. So we might get stopped out of this NAS, and that's alright. Let's just wait and see. Yeah, it's getting there. 413 is my stop loss. There's 11, 12. It's building some support. Getting there. Whoa. There it is. Alright, stops out of NQ for now. We'll keep a close eye on it. Index looking strong. We'll keep an eye, see if ES wants to blast through this zone too. If ES can blast above this 410, this 410 becomes our long entry. 408 is stop loss, and then we'll finally be able to go for those targets to the upside. Finally, guys. Jeez. But we need to get that break above. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this 5-minute. It's plenty of time for it to reject back lower again. Especially on ES. ES has been weaker today, so ES would be the one we'd probably want to look for shorts. Minute 56 left. Equities, Apple's holding support. That's good. Nvidia took a hit. Google's hitting some resistance. Meta's hitting some resistance. Little 50-50 right here. We're just going to wait a sec. I want to see sellers hold us back into this range on ES here to the downside after rejecting this wall right here of sellers. But given the range-bound price action, that's also why I'd rather go short at this point because we just had a bit of a bull move, so people might be trying to chase these longs. Let's just wait and see how price action wants to play out right here. Could give us a rejection. Let's dip a little bit. Even the VIX is choppy right now. Everything's just poor price action. I want to see a strong seller step in here, guys. Like, knock us down, knock us down. I'm in a couple ES shorts right now from 64.0850. Looking for us to range back lower, possibly get that double break, possibly get that gap fill. I'm more concerned that we don't get that double break and gap fill because a lot of traders are looking for it. But pretty high odds that we hit it, like 90% chance. But that doesn't mean if we have a 90% chance of hitting it right now. Gotta remember that. It means at any point. It's 10:15 right now, guys. 10:15. How's that 15-minute candle look? A little bit of a rejection on ES. And Q struggling a little bit too. Not as much of a struggle as ES. So again, a little concerning. But ES is really failing to find support down here. My issue is look at the selling pressure we just had. That was very weak selling pressure. Let's see. Let's see if we get one more. Yeah, you see that? Buyers are trying to hold it, man. I'm going to see if we get one more dip to get out of this for a scalp. CVD just tried to curve higher again. VIX has been trying to move lower. And we've been squeezing against the supply zone all day. So that's a bit of a red flag that tells me we've been trying to squeeze it to break it higher. Because as soon as these sellers start to fail, buyers are going to go full throttle and bring us higher. And instead of trying to chase shorts, we'd much rather sort of let it play out. So right now, I'll wait to see if we get one more move. If we don't, I will just get stopped out, and that's fine. It's fine. Current stop loss is 0975. I like the selling pressure that just stepped in there. I'm going to move my TP for a second, see if it gives us a dip to the downside. NAS rejecting a supply zone still, too. Weighted index at resistance. I'm going to wait a second here, see if it does want to play to the downside for a little bit. Just not that big of a fan of buyers keep stepping in right there. Look at that. I want to see these guys get trapped, though. Get, like, knocked up. We're really not looking for that many points on this trade. Only about 6. 1.25 stop loss. Dollar crossing a point right now. I wonder what that's crossing and how it supports or... Ooh, wow, gold. Gold taking a rip right there to the downside. Yeah, let's get out of something here on ES. I'm going to get out of one contract. Alright, out of one on ES there to the downside on that little drop. I'm going to modify this so I'm holding just one contract. And we'll let it play out. We'll see if we do get that gap fill. Not much support under us on ES. Weighted index rejected previous session high too. NASDAQ in a supply zone. Definitely looking more towards the downside. I was a little premature on my NASDAQ long short entry up here, guys. Look at that. I could have waited for that 5 minutes to close and then taken the rejection off of supply. But we're in the shorts on ES. Took some nice scalps. We're just going to wait right here. See if it wants to play out for us.
Is that supply zone on your side? Is that 2 hour
Right on ES or NQ.
NQ?
NQ is a 1 hour. It's a 1 hour, but when we were looking at it, the 2 hour also fits. In case that's where you're seeing it.
Yeah, yeah. And I also see it's broken previously as well. But
Yeah, yo,
Like-
good morning, Aaron. What's up, man? On ES, yeah, broke it. Oh, on NQ, yeah, broke it yesterday. Broke it overnight, not even yesterday. Broke it overnight for a little bit. Dude, big rejection on NASDAQ. Shame that ES is failing to find that continuation. 30-minute leaning a bit more bearish too still. Now we're back near my entry point though on these shorts. Stop loss is 408.50. No, 409.25. Let's say that's not right. Oh, it's close. I wanted to keep it tight because at this point, if we do squeeze through, I do think buyers are just going to hold it. Weighted index is just knocking it down right now, though. Where's our point of control on this 5-minute right now? Trying to move lower. Keyword, though, is trying. It's clearly failing. Yeah, we get stopped out of the last short. That's fine. We're still in some okay profits. Now we just wait. Let that 5 close. Let things pan out. So choppy today. Probably better off calling it a day because we're green on the day and because we can see that price action has been horrendous. To say the least, man. To say the least. NASDAQ built a support level down here. That's a green flag for longs on NQ. There's that break, a high on ES. Come on, ES. Break above that 410. I need ES clear above 410. Like a clear move above 410. That will make 410 my long entry. Okay, so we can't take it long here. We need us to continue above 410, create higher volume up here, and leave a low volume node at this 410 zone. If we can't do that, then we're going to be range bound again. So we wait, guys. Just wait. Big aggressive buyer did step in up there. That's great. We have positive delta up here too, which is awesome. Definitely leaning more towards the buy side right now. CVD is green on ES, trying to be green on NASDAQ. Apple pushing higher. Microsoft trying to push higher. Google still selling off though from that gap. So no entry on ES, right? Just range bound. Look at this. So guys, this is our RTH volume profile. So that's our regular trading hours, our New York session. Right now there's no low volume node, which basically means we're range bound right now. So if we weren't looking at price action, we would see we're range bound based off of the price volume shelf. We would look to say, okay, let's try to short the highs. That's where low volume is. And long the lows. That's also where low volume is. But right now, trading in the middle of this, we're going to leave it alone. Look at that. Like I said, if we don't scale above that 410 easily, going to reject it. That's exactly what we got. Came right down to VWAP, which is also our point of control. POC, that's where the most volume was traded. A very aggressive buyer. 1,343 positive delta at 47.05. I wonder if that has any value to it. Let's see. VIX trying to move lower still. Weighted index trying to move lower still too, though, which is very bearish of a sentiment. So is NASDAQ trying to reject the supply zone. If we didn't have NASDAQ in supply and the weighted index rejecting, I would definitely be taking these longs on ES here with this buyer on the delta. But weighted index looks like it's ready to sell off. Almost makes me want to take a short on NASDAQ rejecting the supply zone for like the 5th time. Oh, there's that hold on ES. VIX trying to move lower though. Apple trying to move higher. A lot of the rest of the equities though are basing out. We sort of have Nvidia creating a bull flag. That's a possible good thing. Let's see. Nice little pullback there. Really just not ideal to try to trade within this range. See what I'm saying? It's just everything's gonna fail right now, so we're just gonna wait, right? We got a minute 50 left on this 5 minute. That's plenty of time for it to sell off, plenty of time for it to hold up. So we're gonna wait. Let it play out, give it a little more time. We're getting below those positive deltas. Real below them, look at that. Right now, everybody that was in long positions from the last 10 minutes, if they had their stop loss at recent 5 minute lows, they just got stopped out. So do we want to hold that, stop those people out, and then make our way back higher again like we've been doing all morning? Or do we finally want to sell off because the weighted index looks ready like it's going to crack, and the so does NASDAQ. Good morning, guys. What's up? What's up? Let's see. 44 seconds left. Ideally, would want to see some buyers step in. Without that, probably not going anywhere. Weighted index trying to hold. I'm going to try an ES long here, and we're going to keep a tight stop loss on this, looking for sellers to fail this one more time, and for us to get another move to the upside. If we just fail and go right to stop, that's fine. We know how much our risk is. Always. Always know how much your predetermined risk, your predetermined reward, all that. Like it might go to stop right here. Very close. Came close. Came real close. Let's see. Point of control trying to move higher, but I do think selling volume might try to pick up momentum here. Look how weak the NASDAQ's getting. This thing came close to stopping me out. Now it's pushing into profit. Alrighty then. Okay, we'll get out of one contract on this next little pump right there. Out of one, holding two left. Nice. Come on now. Let's blast through this 6410, man. 6410 needs to be destroyed. Moving my stop loss up a little bit. Man, that was close. That was a tick away from stopping me out of this trade before. I'm going to probably get out of one more contract up here. Seeing that buyers keep failing. We're still range bound. There still is no clear direction. It's 10:26. We can take a look at our 30-minute time frame, though. See what's going on there. About 3 minutes left on that. Need to see NASDAQ get back inside that supply zone. That would be ideal for us to hold these longs. Pretty weak, low volume on this run up right here. So a drop concerning. We'll keep an eye. Want to see if it has follow through. There we go. Weighted index trying to hold up from its lows to down here. That's a good sign. VIX trying to move lower still as well. A little bit of resistance here on ES. 10:27 left on the 30-minute right here. I was going to say on the 5-minute, that's correct too. 15-minute also has 3 minutes. Oh, the 1 minute's going to reverse. I hope the 1 minute just blasts through right here. $2:30 left on the 5 right now. We are struggling here for a moment. Nothing too concerning. We want to check point of control. Point of control has been trying to move higher, so it's still leaning on the buy side. There's point of control up there right now. That's pretty good. Keep an eye on that. Make sure volume stays heavier to the upside. We have positive delta on this candle right now too. We'll just wait on these last two contracts. Stop loss is 6407.25. My entry is 6407.75. 0.5 stop loss. Might come down to it. Let's see. We got a minute 50 left on this 5-minute. Volume still trying to hold price higher. Look at that volume really starting to build up right here. Question is, do we get our squeeze higher? Struggling off this 6409.25. Needed to see a clear move above 6410. Clear move like a rock your socks off, knock the sellers out of the water kind of move to 6410. Because then it'll also open up a new trade entry, 6410. Now I'll be able to move my stop loss and probably even add to my trade if that occurs. NASDAQ is still hitting supply right now. Weighted index was trying to move higher though. Want to see these things break. 55 seconds left in the 5-minute. Point of control is still way up here. My biggest issue is we don't have much volume below our point of control or above our point of control. Like, it's just been at this price level. Flip a coin. You know, it's funny, man. They told, when I was on Wall Street with Peter Tuchman, he was telling us that back in the day, when you and another broker had a discussion and you had a disagreement, you guys would have coins, and you would flip a coin, and that would make the decision of buying or not. And that's how they made up their mind if there were two brokers that had a disagreement. How crazy is that? So guys, do we buy or do we sell this position? Do we hold it or do we get out? Let's flip a coin. That's wild. 6 seconds left, man. I need to see us clear this. Dude, it was so cool being on the floor. I'm gonna get out of one contract up here. This trade's getting a little ridiculous now. Come on now, just give us a blast. Blast from the past. Let's go. Here we go. Getting a little build up. There we go. 64.10.25. Come on. Clear 64.10.25. We gotta. 64.10.25, man. Come on, get it. Get over it. It's not, dude. Gotta get out at 64.10. This is garb. I'm gonna get out of one contract 64.10 if it gives it to me one more time. Might even look to get out of both of them right now. VIX trying to move lower, which is a bullish sentiment. Weighted index has been trying to move higher too. Come on now, get us above 64.10, then I'll move my TP for a second. Let's see how we react. 64.10.50 is now the next level where we have an active ask, an active seller. Just remember, we've been range bound all day, so who's to say that we're going to start trending now? We don't say that. We have no say in that. You have no say. Let's see. So I'll get out 64.10. If we get one more move up to 64.10, I'll get out of one contract there. There we go. We're a tick away. I think we blast right through it. I don't know, man. We're building up into it, dude. Building up into it. And we're failing. Alright, let's get out 64.09. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's stop out right there. Forget that. Ridiculous. See guys, that's what I was just saying. Why would we expect a trend now if we've been range bound all day? So good protecting our capital, good staying disciplined, good being aware of market conditions. Goat, are you in a short right now? Short NQ 81P03 extension almost hit and potential pullback and coming out of longs and small risk short out here. Dude, that supply zone, man, on NQ has been so clean too, man. Good morning, everybody.
My entry's around 400 and Tight stop loss, small risk. I'm just waiting to see if it plays out or not, and then I'll be done for the day.
Nice. NASDAQ does have some targets to the upside near 23,425. It's previous day high. Building some support right here too. Just a little heads up.
Around 9:45, there's a candle that has the devil's mark, no bottom wick. And that lands in
Devil's mark.
the fair value gap of the 243 power of 3 numbers. So I think we could pull back to that before we
Apple's
go
popping right now. I almost want to try NASDAQ long off of some of these market internals, like NASDAQ, like Apple pushing higher. We've been failing to sell off from the supply zone. We're building some support here on Bookmap. Let's see. Come on, let's run up real quick on NQ into that supply zone. There we go. Struggling a little bit. There's ES held. Wow, ES ended up doing a little stop hunt right there, guys. That's okay. It is what it is. Gotta just recognize the chop and don't get caught in the chop. Don't get lost in the sauce. Naz finding that resistance again. Whoa. Okay.
Ouch.
Bro, I was in a long and I had my TP like up here. I was like moving it around.
Oh
bro,
my gosh.
Oh man. That was crazy.
What did Trump say now?
What did Trump say? He said markets are choppy. Markets gotta go to all-time highs right now. We just stopped Kevin and Bullishbrs out. We gotta go run. That's pretty clean. That was pretty. You know what, guys? What I saw that made me say the market internal thing. Apple was already starting to pop before that happened. Look, Apple started to rally before everything else did. Apple right here moved up, what, 50 cents in a minute? No, 14 cents right there. But it started rallying and it looked stronger on the 5 minute. Like, it looked really strong. I was like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting. And Nvidia was also trying to hold, but that was wild. That was wonky. Well, that put me into some more profit, so that's good. That's all right. We'll try to get Godo back on his money. We'll see. So look, guys, we had that big move that left a ton of liquidity to the downside because they were not able to fill their order. We came back, gave them the opportunity to get filled, and then we held it as support. So let's be patient here. What a rally on ES, FUES, because you stopped this out and then you wanted to rally. That's really funny, man. But nah, solid stuff today, guys. Solid stuff. Definitely some weird price action. VIX has been continuously trying to move lower, which was sort of keeping me bullish after we stopped out of those shorts earlier. So we'll, yeah, stay patient with it. Look at gold, guys. I marked out I wanted to see us above 33.50. We failed to get above it. So what happened? We just continued lower and chopped lower. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the stream, of the trading jury, of Bullishbrs, of YouTube, I love you all. Thank you for joining today. Hope you guys were able to make some nice profits. I know today was a very range-bound price action, and as many of you have noticed if you've been trading this past week, the market in general has been giving us some very poor price action. We've been getting these weird moves out of nowhere. We haven't been getting a clean direction. We've been getting just like chop after chop. This day was a rally, but first we needed to sell off and then chop until 12 o'clock, and then we rallied. So it's just been a very rough price action market to trade in right now, but that's not forever. We always have to remember it's not forever. Market conditions change. We sort of have to think of it like seasonality, right? If you're in a state that has multiple seasons, sometimes it's fall, sometimes it's spring, summer, winter, it gets really cold, it gets really nice. So guess what? Sometimes market conditions, they're going to get really nice. Where price action, we're able to read it like a book. You guys have seen last week and the week prior, we were on like a 2-week win streak where price action was just like, oh my, just beautiful. Then what happens? We get some economic issues, we get some geopolitical tensions, we get some tariff risks or uncertainty, and markets give us this crap. That's why it's important for us as traders and individuals to be aware of what's going on internally and externally in the economy and geopolitically, And the best way to know that is by following me on Instagram, is Trading with Kev, because I post daily market updates saying, hey, listen, this economic report just came in this morning. This is what it means for the market. Hey, we've been seeing really range-bound price action. That's because A, B, and C is going on. I like to have those answers ready for you because markets don't move for no reason, right? When we sold off from February to April, we weren't selling off for no reason. We were selling off on tariff worry. So once we had our first tariff deal, that was what the market needed for our reversal. So at this point, if we get some type of major tariff issue or some type of concern or some horrible situation occurs with the tariffs, with the trade deals with China, then it could lead to a strong sell-off again, like we originally saw 4 months. However, on the other hand, as we see when we come with tariff deals, markets have an extremely strong move to the upside. So, do we come up with a China deal next week and stop pushing it back and markets give us a strong rally? We'll have to wait to find out. Right now, they've been pushing it back week after week after week, month after month after month. We got to see where it plays out, guys. Make sure you follow Trading with Kev on Instagram. Also, Benzinga. Those posts get sent out to Benzinga as well. Guys, I will see you all on Monday.